What's up guys, Vex30 here, coming at you with a new video series today. We'll be doing our first champion overview. And a champion overview, basically we'll be talking about changes to champions, be talking about a champion, doing different things with the champion. So like, say for instance, today we're going to do Grohk, and we're going to be talking about his changes to Spirit's Domain, and what that did to him and where that put him in the meta. And in the future we'll be talking about different changes, different anything to a champion. So like say the next 3 days, I have 3 videos lined up today, tomorrow, and the next day. We'll be doing Grok today, Pip tomorrow, Ying the next day. We're going to be talking about their changes and how that affected them. One thing I asked from you guys, if you have a different idea for a title for this series, please post it in the comments, because champion overview is kind of boring. I want something that is in line with what I'm trying to do here and what I am feeling with overview of a champion or talking about a change to it. So if you have an idea for that, let me know. But let's move on talking about Grok today. Alright, so let's get into the basics of Grok and talk about what they did to change him and why they did it real quick before we talk about how I feel about Grok and where he's at currently. So Grok himself has been out of the meta for a while now. His way of healing was just his totem, which is not very good. His only viable legendary was Totemic Ward. The issue with that legendary was it was too counterable. Bomb King, Willow, Drogos, Nando, they would all counter Grok too hard, and the totem can only be in that one place at one time. Why would you want a healer that can only sustain a few people inside that totem while they get AoE down and destroyed by different champions? It wasn't very good. What they did to do that, change that, is change his legendary Spirit's Domain. It changed it from at full health you get shield to up to like 5% of your max health or something. I forgot what it was. It was irrelevant basically. But it also brought the idea of placing your totem further, like in a narwhal. Now that was the good idea of the legendary. What they did is they took that and put that into his base kit and changed Spirit's Domain to the new one. Your lightning staff now heals allies. I like that change. Let's get into this first. His lightning staff, we'll get into that later. His lightning staff now heals for his damage. His damage is 75 damage per hit every 0.1 seconds. Quick math, 750 healing per second with that. Now the passive of deals up to 30% more damage longer you're on a target doesn't work on the healing. If it did, I think it would be more viable. I wish it did, to be honest. But that, as well as his totem healing for 420 healing per second, adds up to 1170 healing per second at height of his cooldown rotation. Now that's a lot of healing. His base stats are there. The issue is when it comes to gameplay with Grok, and we'll get into that in a second. His other big issues right now is Ghost Walk being nerfed in previous patches, and the changes they did to Tempest. Good, how they increased the duration. I don't like the flight aspect, and the controlling of the flying is too hard. I think if they didn't give him flight and kept it normal, that it would actually be better than it is. That's just my opinion, but it's all right. Now real quick, I'm gonna go over what I think is a good loadout. It's not really that refined yet, but here it is. One thing you want to run on Grok, if you're healing with your auto attacks, is ammo size by 30%. I tested it with this, just increased ammo and not regenerate faster, and it just doesn't feel good. The reason I run duration totem, because it's really good to have that extra 2 seconds. If you're behind a corner, you need healing, plop that totem down next to you and use it for yourself and sit there and sustain. I don't do that very often, but it's good. I think this is necessary, duration of Ghost Walk by 0.9 seconds. Because your Ghost Walk only lasts like a second now, and that's not enough time to get away. An extra 2 seconds is exactly what you need. Recharge is vital, I think, after playing with it. And increased base health just keeps you alive. 2,500 health, you are bueno. Now, if you guys have any different ideas for builds, please be sure to leave that in the comments. Let me know what you think about Grok. What you think of this build? How do you think I should edit it? I'll take all your opinions in, like I always do. But that's it for the base stats on Grok, and next we're going to get into my opinions and how I feel about Grok and where I think he is right now. So getting into this last part of the video, I really think Grok himself is a good champion right now, and I think the overall changes to Grok were good. They were a positive. Grok was not anywhere near playable beforehand. And now he's moved into playable, and I would say fairly close to meta. Now, the other supports are a little bit too overtuned. That's one reason why he's so low. But I really think he has a chance to come into meta with certain changes to other champions. For instance, nerf Furia, nerf her damage, nerf her auto attacks, and she'd be pretty good. But the problem Grok has currently is his viable legendary, the auto attack heal, just in use isn't that good. The issue you run into is you don't do enough damage on supports, and right now supports are able to output a lot of damage. Like the main ones like Furia, Grover, Dama can output a good amount of damage. Now when you're using your auto attacks to heal everybody, you're not doing that much damage. And so the issue I run into healing people all the time is body blocks too. Say I'm trying to heal a tank and a DPS stands in my way. That tank's not getting that healing for 0.5 seconds and he dies. 0.5 seconds can make or break a 0.5, guys. And that is one of Grok's main issues. Now the other issue is his ultimate. I absolutely dislike the changes they made. Sorry, I dislike and like, alright? Let me straighten that out real quick. I like the duration increased. I dislike the movement. I don't understand why he can fly. At least if he can fly, smooth out movement system. I don't like the current movement system. It's so momentum based. If you have to like really like adjust your mouse in weird ways to make yourself go where you want to go, that's just not smooth, and it's not very quality of life. It's not something I'd want from a champion. Now, his totem change. Putting Spirit's Domain, part of Spirit's Domain's old legendary, was perfect into his base kit. Iris, great job on that one. That was great. That was a perfect change. Being able to put your totem at range was perfect. The issue he still runs into is he just does not keep up with other healers on all stats. His healing per second is fine, his damage is lower, and his ultimate's not very good. Now, Grok is viable in other ways. Maelstrom is now becoming more viable that they changed, but we're not here to talk about Maelstrom. Good change on that one though, Hyris. Solid. I just don't see a place for Grok in the meta right now, to be honest. I have fun playing him though, don't get me wrong. Like this footage you're seeing now, I had a lot of fun playing this game. And I was starting to think, hey, maybe Grok can be viable. But there's so many cases in this game that I was like, competitively, this won't work. And that is the issue I see for Grok. Casual, it'll be fine. Like, I have Grok in a place where he is not viable in a competitive meta, but he is playable. He can be played at a higher level. You can play him in ranked and be good, and your team win. Like, if you see your team pick a Grok and say he's going to heal, there's no reason to be worried. The only reason to be worried is it's auto attack tracking based. If they're not a good tracker, you're not getting that full 750 healing per second. I like the change rather than giving him like just buffing his totem, because that's really you just put him a totem, right? They took his heal and made it something skill based, which applaud Iris for that again. Making more skill into this game is what we need in Paladins. But I want Grok to work in meta, but I don't think he can right now. He's close though. I'm pretty excited to see where he goes. I've talked to some supports, and some supports I saw, if you guys don't know him, Bitey, he was talking about, I think it was on Twitter, and said Grok might be able to be meta. He can possibly be meta, but with the other supports as good as they are, I don't see him making his way to meta soon. Until Furia is nerfed, till I think that's the main one. If Furia had an adjustment and she was dropped below about to where Ying is right now, and if you haven't seen my tier list, I'm talking a decent about it in this video. If you want to see the tier list, I just posted it yesterday if you want to go check it out. But for my tier list for patch 1.4, I don't see Grok being viable. Certain different augments they can do to the heal to make it better is lower healing per second but it can pierce. That's an interesting idea I heard. Also, being able to use your right click on allies, but reducing the numbers on it. That's also another good idea I've heard. Right now, his current state, though, I don't see him being competitively viable. But, well, competitively, I mean pro level guys, by the way. But in your ranked games, if you see a Grok pick healing, have faith in him. Hopefully he can aim. That's all he needs. Besides that, that's just about it. All I have on Grok today. A little bit of a rant, a little bit of a insight to what I think. I want to do more of these videos, guys. These are really fun for me to do. I enjoy just sitting here talking. I have some ideas for future content. We might be starting a podcast in the far future. I'm working with a few people. We're gonna start beginning stages, like pre-beginning stages of a possible podcast. If you guys like that idea, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that, just so I know there's an audience for it, that you guys would love to hear it. We just talk about Paladins and different things. In Paladins, we'd have 2 main hosts and bring in 2 or 3 different people, probably with webcams. We'd probably have a whole thing, a whole schmoo set up for it. I don't know how we'd do it, but I hope to do more of this content in the future, guys. I hope you enjoyed this certain kind of video. This is like a heart project for me because I really enjoy this kind of stuff. I enjoy sitting here talking. I enjoy talking about shit I'm passionate about. I think that's the better way to put it. But I enjoy this unscripted talk, so I'm gonna do more of these. So the next 3 days I have lined. Today, you're watching the one about Grok. Tomorrow I'm gonna do one about Pip. Next day I'm gonna do one about Ying. After that, I plan to talk about Furia and why she's better than every other support right now. And then after that, we'll see where the wind takes us. Also, this weekend I will be recording my ranked placement games, and we'll be posting those in 10 days. And not in 10 days, but 1 per day for 10 days. There's a possibility that some days we'll have 2 videos, a ranked game with commentary with a duo partner that you guys will soon find out, and a video like this. We'll see. We'll split it up a little bit. Maybe we'll do a ranked game, one of these, a ranked game, a different set of content, right? All right, I've been ranting too long, guys. let's end this here. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'd really appreciate it. Be sure to hit that notification bell too, as you will get every single video I post, and I appreciate that. You know, watch my videos, be kind of nice. I am super excited to be making this content for you guys. I have a smile on my face right now, if you can't tell. I'm really happy to be doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy this shit. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you guys want to see in the future. If you have any ideas for some new series, and like I said earlier, if you guys have any ideas for this series, like ideas for names for this series, let me know. Right now I'm just gonna call it Champion Overview Episode 1, or I don't know how I'm gonna name the title. I really don't know. I don't think about these things beforehand. But the series is gonna be called Champion Overview for now. Champion Overview Spirits Domain Edition. Some shit like that. I don't know. But like I said, if you have any ideas, let me know. I've been talking too long. Hope you guys enjoy your day, night, morning, whatever it is where you live. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.